8 Division 1 round 6 here at Laguna Seca in California. We've got an 11 rider grid today, very big, a lot bigger than normal, which is fantastic. Joe is the first man out on the track, running the Nicky Hayden 69 with a very American helmet. Let's have a look at it. Looks very Colin Edwards, like a bit of a mix of Colin Edwards and Nicky Hayden blend. Stars and stripes with a bit of different shades of blue with the RI. If you're American and American fan of the noughties, and yeah, that's pretty much perfect. And from what I've heard, Joe is looking quite strong here. Now Laguna, it's one of the shorter tracks, so that means lap times in theory, the gaps should be a bit closer. So here we go. I don't know what I think, lap 116s or what we're looking at, maybe. I don't quite know. Here we go, up the line to start the lap. Over turn 1, keeping the power on, hard on the brakes into turn 1. Don't hit the white line. Take as much entry as possible. Take the widest line. Cut back. You take no corner speed. You fire the bike out, and now you change direction into turn 3. Joe missed the apex by quite a margin there. Set the bike up, and now into turn 4. Under the Red Bull gives you wing sign. Through turn 4, don't miss the curve. You want to just ride just next to it on the white line. Now into turn 5. This is a classic spot where Rossi passed Stoner like 3 or 4 times in 2008. Up the hill now, heading up towards turn 6 under another bridge. This is probably the most difficult corner in terms of judgment. Joe sideways through there. He's gone over the curve. And that's invalidated his lap. But he's going to go up the hole straight now and into the corkscrew. But he comes Platt. Does he invalidate? Yeah, he invalidates as well. So who's the next one? I think it's Craig. He makes his return to the championship, so he's going to be the first person to do a valid lap, entering the corkscrew sideways. Oh my lord, he's gone absolutely sideways. He's on the with you RNF Yamaha. He doesn't make the corkscrew. DJ's gone off the track. VTR looks like he's going to be the next man to try and do a valid lap, or maybe it's no, it's Nelson. Nelson's going to be the first person to set a valid lap, as long as he can stay on the bike through this section now. Oh wait, no, Craig kept it going. I didn't realise. Craig kept the lap going. I didn't think he did, but turns out he did. Crossed the line, it's a 1:19.3. Nelson looks to be improving that lap time. Going down the back straight to cross the line to go pole position, surely. Yes, by 0.3 of a second now, Saya Feek. Oh, that's a very strange crash for Nelson there into turn 1. Don't even know how that happened, but here comes Saya. Up the hill, rising through turn 6. Definitely seen people running wide into here and validating the lap times. Through turn 6, up the hole straight now. Using all that GP21 power, all that near 300 horsepower these bikes have these days, into the corkscrew from left to right, a little bit of a wheelie, so maybe size swing arms a little bit short, so that's something he's got to be careful of when he changes direction. So that little bit of wheelie can cost you so much time on changing direction, because you can't use the front tire to lean over. And even the side, he used a bit, he took too much power, he couldn't use the camber of the corner way too much, and has gone down in the process. Who's next on a lap? I think it's Platt. Platt looking to take pole position here. Does penultimate corner perfect into the final corner sideways onto the curb. Not sure how bad that outside curve is, but he's gone down as well. So Platt goes down. It's a very difficult. Wow, and Finley's gone down. There's chaos going everywhere. DJ is now coming into the final 2 corners through the cam. Really, this corner is one of the most beautiful corners. It's so cambered, you can just take so much corner speed, and they just get so much grip. But we've seen people take way too much, the grip too much for granted. But Finley's going to be up to do a lap in a minute, despite his crash. DJ across the line, he goes third. Here comes Finley up to the line. I don't think he's going to set a good lap time because of his crash. Aaron Jack is on 2 red sectors. Yeah, 14 seconds. But here comes Aaron. He's just gone through the corkscrew. Personal best through the 3rd sector. He's yet to set a lap time. Platt is currently 4.6 seconds off pole position after his crash in the final corner. I feel like I'm speaking at 5,000 miles an hour currently, but here comes Jack into Aaron, into the final corner. I can't tell if he's had a new number or what. He's definitely had a new helmet, an American helmet. Up to the line, and Aaron goes into 2nd place. Craig is now on a potential pole position setting lap time. Oh no, he's not. He's invalidated. Now it's where's Fadley? Fadley's returning. He's into turn 6 now. Fadley's managed to stay up for this race for once. Up the hill now into the corkscrew. This session's been just constant improvement after improvement after improvement. Platt is now on a lap to potentially take pole position once again, but it's grey. The last sector's grey, and so he must have crashed, and he's going into the pit lane. And now VTR looks to be the one to try and take pole position in this session. He's yet to set lap time too. Like there's so little margin of error around this place. It's ridiculous. You can over a white line you're on the floor, you're invalidating in this session. Through the final corner he goes. That was perfect. This is going to be the first 118 I think of the session, or maybe even faster. Across the line he goes to 118.4, but Joe, he's coming up to the penultimate corner now using the turning abilities that Yamaha on the bike. There's a bit of a wheelie into the final corner. It's going to go sideways. No, it's not. It's going to keep it really nice in line. Nice on the gas. Use the ride out device to minimise the wheelie that he seems to have. He crosses the line and there's a 117.5. Brilliant lap there by Joe. Nearly a second faster than everyone. VTR sets the fastest sector 1 of the session as he's approaching turn 5. He's got Fadley in front of him. Joe's teammates, maybe Joe can have some assistance here. Well, VTR, Fadley's gone down and VTR's followed him, but he's not gone down as well. But he's gone onto the grass, the gravel even, and that's going to end his and he's gone on the gravel and he's down. God, this session keeps giving and giving, and he comes Jack into the corkscrew. Try not to outbrake yourself. He's done that perfectly. Nice change direction. No wheelies to be had. Now we go into the I think this is the rainy corner, or the rainy corner, yeah. And now into the penultimate corner. Nicely done there, riding perfectly over the curb with his body. And now to the final corner. How does he take it? Oh, he's at a bit of a stoppy there. He's had to take the corner tight to avoid crashing. The front's gone, the rear's gone. Fadley's got disqualified probably for crashing. And here comes Jack up to the line, and he goes 8th, so he's had a crash somewhere along this lap that I haven't seen. So, God. What session this has been? And we've still got half of it to go. Are anybody on sector 1 setting times, or is everybody coming out the box? What's Nelson doing? Nelson, personal best sector 1, 1.4 seconds off. He's currently on the front row. Nelson's never been quite the qualifying merchant. He's always been a race merchant over a quali merchant, especially in the first first 5 seasons of VollGass. He took so many victories, but hardly, he didn't think he even took 1 pole position. As he now improves his sector 2. He'll be looking to be the third rider to go a sub 119. His teammate Finley moves out of the way. Into the corkscrew goes Nelson. Really nicely done there. As he now goes through the long left, takes a very nice tight line, runs it out really wide, so he doesn't do what Moggs did early in the race there, and hit the ground. Oh no, but he's lost the front through the into the bank corner. Oh, we've had another crash. There's so many. I just want to find Jack Bowman. Right, here he is. Oh, he's crashed. He ran out of fuel. I don't know what's going on. Platt. Yeah, Platt. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. Nelson, he's down. Craig, he's still going. He hasn't crashed on this lap, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, no, he's grey in sector 2, so he potentially crashed. Sire now, he's on the lap. He gets a set lap time. The crash merchant this season, apart from Motegi, he's been the crash merchant on this game. I mean, I keep saying it every single race, and he's getting better and better. He's making less mistakes, but this place, I feel like it's going to bite him quite badly. But hopefully, I want him to prove me wrong. It's a personal best sector 2. Can he get onto that front row? Lots of bikes are twitching, wheeling. They're really overriding this place, I feel. DJ looking to move up the order as he goes into the final corner. Can he jump to the head of the front row, head of the second row, or maybe even jump onto the front row? Can he do the first sub 19 of the top 3 outside of? Yes, he can. 118.8. Jack he's run out of fuel. Finley now coming into the final sector. Oh, but he's made a mistake into that penultimate corner, like Nelson did. So maybe it's on the thing where he's ran so wide to avoid the left-hand curve that he's completely made it too tight, the next corner too tight, and he can't use the advantage of the camber. Oh, but Platt's gone on the curve. That's very risky, but he's made it work. Up the hill now, and now a hard braking zone. And imagine you have this perfectly done from the left to the right. Yep. 3 red sectors for him. Round the long left, and now into the final right hand of the circuit. Aaron Jacko just crashing there, looking to remount. And into the final corner goes the Faccia Ducati rider. a lot less out of shape than he was the first time he crossed the line to surely take pole position. He does by 0.6 of a second. So that's his job done. He's got the 1:16. Sorry, now improving. Let's see if he can. See where he'll end up. I'm not sure if he's crashing this lap due to so many things going on, but he's the only rider not to set lap time yet. Oh no, he's going to box. Finley's definitely on a boxing lap. Where's Jack Berman? He's on an out lap. Aaron Jacko, he's going currently P6, a lot better than it went for him last weekend. Hard on the brakes into turn 5. A lot of people seem to be outbraking themselves, or at least taking way too much entry speed through there, and they keep running wide. So that's something that they need to try and rectify through the race. Over the rise now, and into the corkscrew, and he's completely messed up the entry to it. It's going to make it really tight, and the change direction is slower. Everything just a lot slower because he was all the way on the left hand side on the entry, not the right. Matsuki just doesn't seem to want to be turning, which is something you don't hear very often, but especially for that corner, Matsuki did not want to turn. But into the final corner, can he find something in this last sector? From what I've seen, no, but you never know. Up to the line. Does the Suzuki GSXR improve its time? Yes, he does by 0.2 of a second. That's not enough to jump any positions. As Jack Berman has crashed on his next lap, so he'll have to do another out lap, save the fuel, save the tyres, and go again. And Craig's got a black flag, so I've got some work to do here in terms of getting the grid sorted. Joe's on an out lap. VTR is just starting his penultimate lap of the session, looking to consolidate that front row spot. VTR been very unlucky this year, from what I can tell. You know, I'd pace, but just things aren't going his way. Setting the bike up, change direction now, and there's some traffic as well, so that might put him off. But he's done that. The bike didn't seem want to lean through that corner. It was a bit strange. It seemed like he went to turn in, the bike refused to tip over. But Jack Berman is, despite crashing, is actually improving. So that sort of shows how this session's gone so far. Nelson improving in sector 1, and he doesn't. His bike doesn't want to seem to leave it over either. So some very strange problems going for these guys as VTR invalidates his lap. Nelson, he hasn't invalidated yet, so he rises up the hill. Platt's crashed, so that is, he'll still get one more go at it. Nelson doesn't seem to be improving on his lap. DJ, however, he's currently improving. He's actually taken turn 5 very well as he rises up the hill and into turn 6. Oh, but his bike didn't want to lean over to turn 6. Something strange is going on here. I don't know if it's the camber of the corners or what, but the bikes don't want to turn. They don't want to lean over. Into turn 5 for Jack. Hard on the gas as he exits up the hill into turn 6. The front wheels lifting off the ground, as we've seen so many. It has been doing for so many in the session. Up the hill, Joe's improving. I don't know where Joe is on track, but he is improving. Jack having a huge amount of wheeling over the hill through the corkscrew, and he's done the corkscrew well. But Joe's on an improved lap. He's coming up to the penultimate corner. Really fast entry. Yeah, and he's just kept it. It's just kept it valid. Hard on the brakes into the final corner. Up to line. How much is going to close the gap to Platt? He's close up to 0.2 of a second, and Platt is just going to start his final lap. So every lap, like everyone across the line now, their laps are over. Jack crossed the line. Where's he going to go? He goes 8th, and this might be 9th because Sire currently on an improved lap time. Whereas Sire's done the Mogsy, he's left it to the very, very, very last moment to set a lap time. He's perfected the final corner. He's not invalidated. He comes up to the line, and it's the front row. And here comes Finley up to the final corner. 4.5 seconds off currently. Where does he go? He goes 6th. No, just DJ, I think. Yeah, DJ's. Oh no, he's down. He's crashed the corkscrew. So it's just Platt and Joe. I don't think Joe's going to be improving with with the efforts he's just put in. So his tyres are probably cooked. All Platt's made a bit of a mistake through the corkscrew. Yeah, and that's shown through the third sector. So he's going to have to do the last sector of his life to improve, and he's gone down. That might be the closest margin we've seen for pole position this season. Ducati versus Yamaha, we've seen that before at this circuit. So I can't remember where Craig was, so I'll have to do a quick YouTube search.
Look at the final results. It's just left for me to say goodbye for now and see you for the race.
See what lap time is Craig on? Before he left. So he was on a 1:19.3, so that puts him in 10th place, assuming Fadley didn't set a lap time. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to...
So we start the race, we get the race going, and then we instantly quit. Because these guys are just a run through into turn 1, make sure they don't do anything, just give them a chance to do their stupid moves, just to test the waters. Oh, yep. Oh my god. Oh dear.
As the riders do their cool down laps, let's take a look at the final classification of the race we've just seen.
Right. Right, let's get this grid order sorted, eh? Then it's Joe, then it's Sire. Then it is VTR. Then it is DJ, then it is Finley, then it's Nelson, then it's Aaron, then it's Jack, then it's... Nope. Then it's Craig, then it's Fadley. Right, let's go.
Welcome to California. We're live from the United States for the Laguna Seca Grand Prix.
Right, just waiting on Sire and Fadley, and we'll get going. Right, they're all ready. Let's go. Here we go. Platt's things have gone horribly wrong. I don't know why they aren't showing his actual things, but we're off. Here we go, into turn one. It's all manners of abreast as they enter the first corner. And it's all getting packed up, and one of them's down. That's VTR. No, it's Craig and VTR have gone down. It is Platt who leads, ahead of DJ in second. Finley's in third, Joe's in fourth. And and that's Craig down in the background. They all file through now into turn 5 for the first time. Platt's got out in front and is in the lead. DJ's in second, Finley's in third, great start for him. Joe had a poor start, he's down into fourth. Sire's in fifth, Jack in sixth, Aaron in seventh, and Nelson in eighth. Fadley in ninth. Joe good up the inside of Finley to turn 6, what a move that is. And that allows Sire to take Finley as well, as he gets a better run up the hill. Now into the corkscrew for the first time. Oh, and Joe's had contact with Sire, I think, as they all file through, and Jack's gone down at the corkscrew. And they've all managed to go through cleanly. And, whoa, and that's, what's going on with these guys? Aaron, Nelson, Fadley going in all kinds of shapes. But it's Platt who will lead the opening lap. Ahead of DJ of all people, who'd expected that? And Joe in third, Sire in fourth. Oh, DJ's hit the gravel. He's going to run on surely, and he's down. That promotes Joe and Sire into the podium places. Platt's out ahead by 2 seconds. Now this is going to be one of those circuits where if Platt does tend to have one mistake here or there, and usually that is a crash. So this is one of the places where that could extend a little bit, because there's so little margin of error compared to your more modern day tracks. As Fadley trying to find a way, RDJ's gone down again. But here comes Aaron, holding off Fadley into turn 6. But he's round wide doing so. Fadley's at the curb though, rising up the hill. As they now all enter the corkscrew. Aaron's gone extreme defensive, that's going to open his line though. And that allows Fadley to move into 5th place. And I can't find Aaron now. And Aaron has dropped to 6th and is now full into the clutches of Finley. I don't quite remember how Finley got into this position. Oh yeah, because he got sat up by Sire. And then contacted the corkscrew. Finley's going to go up the inside of Aaron. No, not quite able to. That's his fastest lap of the race on lap 2, which is the biggest shock since, anything really. Aaron, whoa, Finley, wow. Flipping out, a good save. As Jack and VTR are now battling for 8th position. These two, they had bad luck at this part of the season last season on the Suzukis. Seems like history's repeating themselves, even though they're not teammates anymore. Can Finley make his move on Aaron? Ducati's got the horsepower, we know that. Oh, DJ's gone down again. It was good. After a perfect lap 1. It's all gone crashing down, quite literally. Into the corkscrew they go. Aaron taking a much better line this time compared to the previous lap. through the long left-hander. The fork's compressing, you can see. And Finley seems to have got a long lap from somewhere, so I'll have to question him on that later on. As Panda Kings has joined the party, to my surprise, he wasn't on earlier, so I guess he missed Division 2 unfortunately. But anyway, we go on to lap numero 420. When they cross the line next time round, it will be the 50%, the quarter mark. Joe in second place. He's lost a lot of time to previous lap rounds. My guessing is he's made a big mistake somewhere. So at that point now where he can crash, and probably depending on which corner he can just about stay in front. So if he can crash maybe at the one, it's really got to be one of the slower corners, and it'll be fine. There's also managed to pick up a penalty, so the penalty system can be a bit wrong here. Because sometimes, oh, there's some lag going on there. But look at Sayo, he got a podium at Motegi. He could have got a Motegi here, but my words are going backwards today. He could have got a podium last week, but it all went horribly wrong for him. What can happen today? As Finley, Jack's gone down, but Aaron's made a mistake, and Finley's finally going to get through on Aaron, and VTL's going to take him as well. Big mistake from Aaron there, but he's managed to not do the stoner. He's managed to keep the bike up straight and make the corner now to turn 2. So Suzuki's 7th and 8th, not where they'd have wanted to have been, especially VTR qualifying on, well, should have been on the front row from what we could tell, but he got really harsh invalidation. It's Joe now pulling the pin. Oh my, Aaron Jack is one of the he's had a Jorge Lorenzo crash there in 2008. He's gone absolutely flying. These two former rivals in season 5 Division 2 into the corkscrew. Finley's had an absolute moment, and he's got the defensive line, but Vito's going to have the faster. He's going to have the faster corner speed, and he's going to go through, but Finley's going to have the inside for the following corner. But VTR moves through into 6th place, but Finley's going to go off the inside of the Suzuki, and he takes the position as they go into the final corner. VTR's going to try and slip up the inside of the GP22, and he makes it done. He's got that done, but now Finley's going to have the speed and power of the GP22. Can he outbrake the Suzuki into turn 2? No, he can't. VTR's just got that advantage. And Fadley now is starting to make inroads on Nelson. Oh, Aaron's gone down again. Billy was complaining of his bike not turning, so you got to think that's probably the problem still staying the same. Maybe Ducati is transformed to the one that last rode here back in 2013, as Nelson has gone down. Nelson's fallen victim to the corkscrew. He comes out just in front of his teammate in quite a dangerous position, and that's hampered the pair of them. Oh, and it's finally happened. Saya's gone down as well, and that's going to promote Fadley into the podium places. Oh, Jesus, Saya rejoining very badly, and now it's become a 5. No, it's not. Fadley's now gone down, and here we go side by side between Saya and VTR. VTR all of a sudden has gone from about 8th to 3rd in the space of 2 laps. The front two are now clear, and pretty much got their podiums locked. So Nelson could have been in the podium position, Saya should have been in the podium position, but now it said it's VTR. What can they do from this position? We'll find out. As you can just see all 4 bikes in shot there. We'll see him there. We go. Finley just the back of there. You can see the front of that bike just not quite turning in as he wants it to. So there must be some setup error, or the bike simply, the front tires are simply unactivated. Something wrong, but hopefully Finley can make some kind of mental switch that can rectify the problem, because that's really the only thing that he can sort out. If he can sort out his riding style, he might be able to just extract a bit better package out of that bike. But VTR, he's pulling away, and now Sire has his former teammate right behind him. He's wide, the two make contact, but he just holds on. As VTR now those Ducatis have some amount of horses. Is Sire going to send it to turn 2? I think he just can't quite. But look how close he is, and Nelson's going to try to look up these. He forces him out of the way, and that's now giving VTR free reign, and he can get away. Oh, and that is not going to come. Nelson just got bullied off the track. Sire's got off the track, and now Finley's now going to move up into 4th place out of nowhere. VTR's been well off the, and Nelson just bullies his way past Finley. Oh my. Also, oh my god, what is going on with this contact with everyone? Oh my god, and Finley's almost gone down. That, right, there's no other word for it. Both pair of them are going to get penalties, or at least warnings, because that was beyond ridiculous. Like, Nelson's just forced his teammate from 4th to 6th, and he's lost so much. I think he's even giving Finley a penalty. So yeah, we'll take Finley's penalties off there, unless he claims two. I think it was two warnings. He had to. Oh, and Sire's on the gravel and he's down. It's all got. What kind of lap? This was an awful lap. And is that Fadley going off at the final corner as well? And now Craig out of nowhere is now into 7th place, and he's on the charge to try and get inside the top 5. Craig, on his returns, he usually just finds himself inside the top 5 out of nowhere with no meaning. And Finley's probably, his head is probably completely mashed from everything that's just gone on. He's gone down. I can't even find him. But now he's down in 8th. It's all down. Yeah, Fadley's now into 5th. Craig is 1 place off from that top 5. Now Sire's made contact with Craig, and Sire's gone down again. And now Nelson's closing in on VTR. Nelson's got penalties. So VTR doesn't have to worry if Nelson gets. Well, he might have to get worried, because with the way Nelson has been doing his overtake in the past lap, VTR might end up in Ohio. So let's see what happens as we rise over the crest once again for the 9th time for these guys. VTR's a slightly bit wide, but it's okay. Finley's gone down again. The Burmans have just had an absolute stinker the past couple of laps. It's really unfortunate. Finley's gone from podium contention to down in 8th and so many seconds behind. And Fadley's now gone down on Craig. He's gone into that top 5. And Nelson and VTR, shock horror, they've made contact. VTR slides up puts Suzuki up the inside of the Ducati, but Nelson's going to set the bike off really early. He's going to use the power of that Ducati, but the bike's wheeling all over the place. Down the straight, sideways through turn 1, hard on the brakes into turn 2. Nelson's definitely he's going to send it. And it's not worked. VTR wise to it. Took a lot more corner speed than probably normally would, just to fend off from the Prima Pramac Ducati. Now onto turn 4. We're going to cause speed. VTR's wide by 1 turn, and that now allows Nelson to move up into 3rd place. But remember, he's got a penalty. Oh no, VTR's now got a penalty. Every rider on the grid's got a penalty, bar Fadley, Aaron and Platt. Whoa, Nelson having a big moment through turn 6. Up the crest, up the rise of the Rahal Straight into the corkscrew now. Nelson's a big moment on the front end, and VTR's going to try. No, but Nelson turns in on VTR and well through the line, and VTR just found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Nelson luckily holds onto the position, but VTR's going to immediately fight back as soon as the opportunity presents itself, which might be into this last corner here. No, it won't be. VTR is going to have to extract some horsepower from somewhere if he wants to try and attack into turn 2. Or maybe use the corner speed that Suzuki will have through this corner, hold on the brakes into turn 2. So I think Nelson's just going to hold on. No, he's going to hit the back. He's going to hit the back of the GP22. what a chaotic race it's been. I don't think I've had a chance to breathe through any of the qualifying or the race. Here comes VTR now. Can he attack into turn 5? This is usually where we can see this is one of the favourite overtaking places by the riders in real life. Where's VTR gone? He's nearly gone off track there, taking way too much entry speed. Maybe the slipstream caught him off. As now Fadley and Sire are potentially fighting for 6th place. 2 riders from the Asian region battling for a top 6 place. As we now go through turn 6, Yamaha versus Ducati. Rising up, they're all straight again. Platt's now started lap 12 and Joe shortly following. Shortly being 9 seconds. That's usually don't hear that, but that's the situation we're in. Hard on the brakes. Into the final corner we go. Suzuki in the slipstream to try and save that Ducati, but Nelson just romps away with that horsepower. All those horses that Yamaha, that Ducati has compared to the Suzuki. But look at the entry speed that VTR is able to take, and he's able to make a much better V than Nelson was there, and gains quite a bit of time on the Dutchman. But that Suzuki, there's something weird going on where VTR's turning into a corner and the bike simply won't lean. In fact, Sire's gone down again for I think, and he's got black flagged as well. Unbelievable, Jeff. Now, something I'm going to have to quiz VTR on as well, because there's definitely some corners where he's just turning in and the bike simply is not leaning over. Oh, and he's gone wide as well, but he's used his brain and not run over the curb. He's chosen to just go past the curb, run on the smooth bit of tarmac to get a better run out the corner. But he's hit the curb on the entry of the corkscrew, and that really screwed up his entry and exit. And now he's dropped to beyond 1 second behind Nelson. And when they cross the line, 4 laps to go for these two for the final podium spot. This ain't going to be over, because I can pretty much guarantee Nelson's going to make some form of mistake at some point. It's Laguna Seca. You're going to make, if you can do a full race without mistakes, it's a very good job. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do a perfect race around here. Into turn number 3. And now turn 4, Nelson taking a bit of caution on the entry there. But look, he's got the gap up to 1.8 seconds. Nelson's found something in these past couple of laps. And now he's pulling away from the Suzuki. 2.1 seconds now. So something's wrong with VTR and his Suzuki in those right-handers. There's Nelson's mistake. I said he'd make a mistake. He's just made one. And he's lost half a second through turn 6. But he's taking I like what he's doing here. He's taking very nice caution through the corkscrew on entry to make sure that the exit's perfected. It's a very smart strategy, and Finley's dropped to 8th again. I can just tell his head's since well, the lap, it was like lap 8 or 9. His head's completely just in some other universe. His head's not in the game. He's probably not going to be. He's probably riding completely wrong. He's probably not thinking what he's doing. It's just one of those races where things could have gone wrong have gone wrong in every sense of the word. I'd imagine he's going to be blaming a couple of people, including one being his teammate. But VTR, look, the bike won't lean through right-handers. I've never known something like this. He goes onto the gravel. Whether it's how he's, I can't think, but he's not. Whether it's I can't think what the problem can be. Unless it's controller related. That's the one that would make sense. But to be fair, there is not many right-handers, but very strange. But Nelson might be given a free pass here for a podium. Because I don't know if he's going to get any extra penalties due to what he was like with Finley and Sire. But we'll see. So I think he needs to have a 3-second gap, which he does do now. He's maintained that gap just in case he gets another penalty, and he can be free. But Platt and Joe, the only ones still on the current lap. Joe, I think, settling for second, praying that Platt disconnects or something to try and get his first win of the season. Platt winning 5 out of 5. It looks to be 6 out of 6 in about 2 minutes time. I'm assuming his screen's just turned off there. He's just turned in and gone straight on. Let's see how much time he's lost because of that. Yeah, he's lost 3 seconds. Way up. Nelson has lost 1 second to VTR. Strange in the first sector, so VTR's bike must have allowed itself to turn in that first sector for once. And now look at the gap, it's shrinking, it's completely shrinking. As we now go in to the corkscrew once more. Yeah, Fuchs, what a World Cup final it was. I can't believe what I've, 75 minutes in, you think it's all over, and then bang, it caught you like you've been burned. But Fadley's gone down. Fadley has gone down. Will he lose any positions or will he be safe? He'll just be safe. Oh, DJ's gone down as well. Finley's now on 9th. Platt now approaching turn 6. He's taking no risk there, staying well away from that curb. And here comes Joe now through the same place. Nelson, all VTRs, is he having the problems again? Let's watch him through this corner. Now the bike seems to be working for that one. So it's going to be crucial times for the... Oh, Fadley's down again. Fadley's down again. He's crashed at turn 1. Where's he going to spawn as well? DJ's going to move into the position where are Aaron and Finley. Aaron holds is stationary in 7th position. But it's going to be Platt who wins his 6th race out of 6. Joe will round the final corner and finish in 4th place. Can Nelson hold on to 3rd place? Like I said, he might get penalties for his riding and on lap 6, 7 or 8, I can't remember which lap it was, where he bumped into Sire, he bumped into Finley, and he also bumped into VTR the lap after. But Nelson rounds the final corner and he's going to take a podium finish in the first time since I can't even remember he crossed the line to take the podium. VTR finishes in 4th. Craig on his return, last time he returned he finished inside the top 5. History repeats itself. And DJ is going to hold off Fadley for 6th. The Platt is your winner. Joe 2nd, Nelson 3rd, VTR 4th, Craig 5th, Fadley was almost certainly not 6th, Aaron Jacker was certainly not 7th, DJ was certainly not 8th, and Phillips certainly wasn't 9th, Sire was 10th, and Jack Berman was 11th. So I believe it was Craig, then it was DJ, then Fadley, then Aaron, then Finley. So we will go on to the interview stage. Right, so we will go with Nelson. Right, Nelson.
Yeah. Wait 1 second. You hear me, Jack?
Yep. Right, so that has to be. I think that's the most chaotic race I've. Well, these past 3 races in Division 1, Motegi, Valencia, and Laguna Seca have all been entertaining. I don't think I had a moment to breathe in any of this session today in qualifying all the race, and you certainly helped that in lap. I can't remember what lap. I think it was lap 6, where all things broke loose when it went from the lap prior coming to the last corner. It was a 5-way battle between Fadley, Sire, you, Finley, and VTR for the podium. Fadley crashed, then it became a 4-way, and then all of a sudden you tried to pass Sire, contact. You went off. Sire went off into the gravel, but then Sire attacked immediately back into turn 3. You got sent off into the gravel. That allowed Finley then to move into the 4th place. Then you hit him off the track, and then he goes off the track again in turn 6. Then it all kicks off again in a couple of laps time when you and VTR battling out, and somehow you've ended up on the podium. How was that race for you?
Yeah, hectic. So whenever I started, yeah, the bike didn't feel too good in on this track, and you know, Platt even has the same troubles as Finley and me at the moment on the track with the Ducati, which was not. It just was not feeling right, and you know, I was just trying to not crash, and you know, it worked. I got a bit bullied around in the first lap by Jack and Aaron. Just got bumped around off the grass, but I just tried to stay on the bike, maintain my calm. I did that. Tried to follow Saya a bit. That was following Joe. Then crashed, and then chaos started arrive at lap 6 or so. And yeah, as you said, I did outbrake myself. I broke on my normal point, but of course with the slipstream it drafted me to Saya. Hit Saya wide, found the opportunity to go up the inside, did it, covered the inside, but somehow there was a gap created, I think, and I got sent off into the gravel. Then I was starting to ride a bit with aggression, and yeah, my teammate was just right in front of me, broke a bit earlier than me, so whenever I was on the brakes, I was just, yeah, I have to go for it. If I wasn't going for it, I probably was on the ground, so I had to be a bit selfish there, so I'm really sorry for my teammate. Didn't mean to be aggressive with him. Saya would deserve it, but Finley wouldn't. But yeah, I mean, getting on the podium is good, so let's carry this on.
Yeah, congratulations on a pretty eventful race. But is this your first podium of the season?
No,
second. Just second
or third, second or third.
Yeah. Anyway, you keep like the streak where Ducati being 2 Ducatis on the podium every single race, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well done. We now go on to the winner. Surprise, surprise! It's Platt, 6 for 6. But I didn't see a lot of the race, as you can imagine, from all the things that are happening behind you. But one thing I did see was you went off at turn 6. Now, my guess was your monitor turned off. That's unless you went over the curb and felt like the bike was going to go down, unless you went straight on. But from what I can tell, it was a pretty perfect race, apart from a couple of warnings here and there. So how was your race? How were your 16 laps by yourself?
Well, the start was obviously good because I managed to get the whole shot into turn 1, but then I made a small mistake at turn 2 and I thought I was going to get dived up the inside, but eventually Jax rolled off, so I was able to relax a bit and then run my own pace. My race was actually really good. I made no mistakes throughout the whole race until my monitor turned off. Yeah, it did turn off at turn 6, which was actually very worrying because turn 6 is not a corner where I want my monitor to turn off. So I had to be really careful there. I decided not to keep turning there and just sat up a little bit so I didn't fall. And yeah, just brought it home in the end to take another victory. I'm feeling really good at the moment. The bike, however, this round was terrible. As Nelson said in his interview, the Ducati did not feel good here. So I'm very happy about this result, and hopefully I'll keep this going.
Where was the Ducati lacking? Was it just in general? Was it change of direction?
Yeah, it was change of direction, and the front was really nervous. I mean, I was struggling with the front a lot. It felt like I could lose it at any corner, so I was really careful.
Good stuff.
But yeah.
So yeah,
standings are going to be out as well, so yeah. I'll send them in now.
Yeah. Right. So well done. That's it for racing for a couple of weeks until I don't actually know when the next race will be. Definitely in 2023. I don't know whether it'll be the first week or the second week or the third week, and so on. But it will be probably the second week at worst. But yeah, we will see you then. Goodbye.